And good morning, North Texas. I'm Joshua Wisel here in the Weather 225 Storm Studios. We're going to be taking a look at the forecast for today as well as your upcoming 7-day forecast and get a look at your weekend. But we're also going to be taking a look at Hurricane Isaias, which will be coming awfully close to the Florida coast in the next 24 hours or so. So we're keeping a close eye on Isaias. But before we get into any of our headlines, we're going to be taking a quick look at our Reunion Tower Skycam across the area. Also, we've been gone for a couple weeks now. I've been working on some schedule issues for my future, and I've been working on some other things as well as taking some family vacations. So that's why you've seen a lack of videos over the last couple of weeks or so. We've been busy in working on stuff for my future. But I'm back for this, so I apologize if I'm a little bit rusty, but we're going to get into this forecast coming up. So as you can see with our Reunion Tower Skycam, pleasant, beautiful day. No clouds across the Dallas skyline so far this morning. We could see a few pop-up clouds here and there across the area like we've seen the past couple of days as we head into the afternoon. But so far this morning, already a beautiful, pleasant day across the Dallas area. Let's take a look at this Texas state radar real quick. There we go. As you can see, that cold front that pushed through, it's continuing to push to the south and east, bringing some shower and storm activity with it as well, as you can see down near the Waco area and south of the Waco area, down near Austin, San Antonio, and even the Houston Metroplex. We're seeing some widespread moderate to heavy rainfall activity as that front continues to push along through the state. Further to the west and into the north, in the Panhandle, no activity going on whatsoever. These little green areas near the Frederick site, the Dallas and Fort Worth site, and the San Angelo site, these are just some areas of radar clutter, not rain activity at all. But a majority of that activity is continuing to push south and southeast through the state. So already kind of a wet start to the weekend for the Houston Metroplex. As you can see, that widespread heavy rainfall activity is continuing across that area. Let's zoom into our area real quick. There you go. Once again, this system is brought to you by MyPro Construction and Roofing. We know the guys who run and own it. They're really, really good guys. I highly recommend them. Be sure that you give them a phone call at that number for any commercial or home construction needs, roofing needs, or anything like that. So be sure that you give them a call. We're really thankful for their advertisement on the site. It helps us pay for the system, and the system's really, really good. Most radar apps take about 5 to 10 minutes to load a new radar image in. That's for your free apps or anything like that. But this loads every 2 to even 5 minutes. So this is a really live NextRad system, and it helps us deliver the best weather information to you on any given severe weather day. So we're really thankful for that. And our interactive maps online will load about every 5 minutes as well. As you can see, across the Dallas and Fort Worth area, no activity going on whatsoever. This green across the radar, this is just radar clutter with the mode that it's in. But as you can see with our live Skycam, we're not seeing any sort of rain activity in the Dallas and Fort Worth Metroplex. So already, again, a beautiful, pleasant day to start off the weekend. All right, so let's get into our DFW temperatures as these load in. 81 at Dallas and Fort Worth, International Airport. This will take, there we go. Okay, 81 at the Kaufman-Dallas County border, 82 in Johnson County, 81 near the Weatherford area, 81 in Wise County, 79 in the Gainesville area, 79 as well in the Sherman area, 79 in Paris, 81 in Sulphur Springs, 82 in Hunt County. So we're already starting in the 80s across the area at the time of recording, which was 10:30. But as you can see, already starting in the 80s. And we'll get to our high temperature coming up here in just a second. All right, so let's take a look at temperatures across the state real quick. There you go. As you can see, in the Houston Metroplex, we're actually a little bit cooler than a majority of the state. As you can see, 75 in the Houston metro area, 82 down here in the San Antonio area, 84 out near Midland, 81 in El Paso, 79 near Lubbock, 81 in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. All right, since there's no severe weather threat for today, we're going to go ahead and jump right into Isaias, which is going to skim the Florida coast probably in the next 24 hours or so as a Tropical 1 storm. And as you can see, it's currently located over the Bahamas. Early yesterday, the forecast path had it developing into a Category 2 over the Bahamas. But thankfully, with the latest findings yesterday evening, the National Hurricane Center said that this is going to stay a Category 1. And we're really thankful for that because we don't want this storm strengthening over the Bahamas, which were heavily damaged by a previous storm last year with a similar path. But it is still producing some type of damage. We're still going to be watching this as it continues to move over the Bahamas, and then it will come close to the Florida coast. It will remain a Category 1 storm until it's about off the coast of Jacksonville. It's still a Category 1 here, but as it moves further to the north and reaches the Carolinas, it will be a tropical storm. I'm going to move this up. There we go. As you can see, it'll be a tropical storm over in the North Carolina, Virginia border area once it makes landfall between the Carolinas and continues to move north. And as it continues to move north, there we go. It'll pass the New York area as a tropical storm, so this could bring some tropical storm activity to some highly populated areas just along the eastern U.S. coast and northeastern U.S. coast. So areas like New York will have to be watching this storm. At least it's not going to be a hurricane, but this could bring some heavy rainfall and tropical storm-like conditions to those areas later on in the week. It will continue to push off to the north and east past Maine, and then it will leave the United States and push into the Canadian coast near Cape Breton, and then it will push off into open waters eventually after that. So that is the new updated track as of this morning for Hurricane Isaias. But as I move this further back to the south where we were, this is going to come awfully close to the Florida coast as we have some hurricane warnings and advisories issued for parts of the state. I'll zoom in closer just to show you. This will be roughly maybe 30 or 50 miles off of the coast of Florida, so it'll be coming awfully close where that eye wall will be. But you can see Palm Bay, Daytona Beach, West Palm Beach, they're going to be seeing some potential hurricane-like conditions as this hurricane will come close. It won't make landfall, but it will come close to the Florida coast, and it could bring some issues such as storm surge, heavy rainfall, and hurricane-like winds. I'll show you. There we go. Once it is over the Palm Beach area, maximum winds will be of almost 100, so that's typical for your Category 1 hurricane, with with most winds being around about 60 to 80 miles an hour. So we're going to have to be watching for those winds as this continues to move and pass close to the Florida coast. To any residents who may be watching in this area, make sure that you're staying tuned to local emergency officials. Guidelines, if any, are issued for this. Again, this isn't the most catastrophic hurricane, but it is capable of producing some hurricane-like damage, flooding, storm surge, and even some damaging winds of almost 100 miles an hour. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on this. If you live in these areas, you should be too. So just stay tuned to local officials for the very latest with that. So now, now let's get back to the DFW area real quick and get into our forecast for today. There we go. So here's today's forecast for the Dallas and Fort Worth Metroplex. By noon will be about 85, and we're almost there, just about 2 hours away from that prediction. By 3 p.m. we'll see our high of around 93 for the Dallas and Fort Worth Metroplex, and then by 8 p.m. we'll lower back into the mid and even upper 80s as we start to head into this evening. Cannot rule out maybe a pop-up afternoon shower or storm, but we didn't really put any rain chances on this for today just because the chance based off of the models didn't really look that high for any sort of pop-up activity, but we can't rule out maybe one or two that pop up and are short-lived. But not everyone would see this activity. As you can see, we didn't even put it up on here because we're not anticipating any sort of widespread or coverage that would be that wide in activity, but it's just something to keep in mind. Other than that, we're expecting mostly sunny skies throughout the day. Can't rule out a few pop-up clouds, as you can see with this as well. So it will be a pleasant day to start off your weekend. A beautiful day for outdoor activities as well. All right, so let's get into the 7-day forecast. I'll step out of the way so you can see the whole thing. Be sure that you visit our website. That's weather225.com for the very latest updated forecasts, such as this and the last graph that we showed you. As you can see, we put a little bit of a 10% on the Saturday forecast right there. Again, that's for maybe potentially 1 or 2 short-lived pop-up showers across the area, but our anticipation of this isn't high. We'll see temperatures in the lower 90s throughout most of this week until about Thursday, when we'll start to warm back up again. We see some low shower and storm chances around Monday afternoon and evening. Lows throughout the week will be in the low to mid 70s until we get to about Thursday and Friday, and we're about 76 to 79 for lows across the area. So this is your 7-day forecast. Thank you for tuning in to today's video forecast. It'd be much appreciated if you visit our website. You can view this at any time, 24/7, and be sure that if you're an iPhone user that you save us to your home screen so you can use this like an app for 24/7 access to forecasts like this, live interactive maps, and much more. Thank you for tuning in to today's forecast. I hope you have a great weekend. Stay safe, and thank you for tuning in once again and making us your trusted weather source in the DFW area since 2015.